Hello friends and fellow YouTubers. I want to welcome you to Spooky Peace Theater. Enjoy the show. From the creators of Rest in Peace Toilet Paper comes a brand new product. The Werewolf Shaver. Have a little more bite in your shave. What? Can I have a little more privacy? I'm trying to shave here. Hello my friends and fellow YouTubers, and as you can see behind me, we are at the Queen Mary, and we are going to take a tour today. So join me, shall you?
By Time magazine as one of the top most haunted places in the United States, the great ship Queen Mary is now a luxury hotel permanently moored in Long Beach, California. The 1,000-foot-long behemoth was constructed in the 1930s in the shipbuilding yards of Clydebank, Scotland, and took her maiden transatlantic voyage in May of 1936. The Queen Mary was unmatched in its elegance and catered to the rich and the famous. During World War II, the Queen Mary was stripped down and converted into a troop ship known as the Grey Ghost due to its new military paint job. The Queen Mary transported nearly 800,000 troops to Europe and was involved in the D-Day invasion. The ship was returned to its original glory following the war and resumed its transatlantic route until the growing popularity of air travel forced its retirement in 1967, when it was sold to the city of Long Beach for use as a permanently docked museum and hotel. The Queen Mary is thought to be home to as many as 150 spirits who continue to roam the hallways and ballrooms of the ship. A lot of that paranormal activity is focused on the engine room, where a young crew member was crushed to death by a watertight door in 1966. Half-Hatch Harry, as he's known, is sometimes seen walking the tight corridors of the engine room. In areas near where the ship's pools were once located, two young girls can sometimes be seen laughing and playing. They're presumed to be the spirits of two girls who drowned in the pools during the ship's sailing days. Visitors have also reported hearing splashing sounds and seeing the ghostly apparitions of women in 1930s style swimsuits, as well as wet footprints on the pool decks. And that's despite the fact that they've been drained and closed for decades. A beautiful young woman dressed in an elegant nightgown, known as the Lady in White, can sometimes be seen dancing alone in the shadows of a ballroom. A tall, dark-haired man dressed in a suit has been seen having a drink in one of the ship's bars, and a newborn can be heard crying from an area that once served as a children's playroom. It's believed to be the spirit of a baby who died there shortly after birth. Other paranormal activity includes the sounds of knocks, doors slamming, and unidentified yelling. Others have reported odd smells and unexplained temperature changes. Hotel guests often report hearing sounds of tearing metal and rushing water, as well as the anguished screams of terrified men. During its World War II service, the Queen Mary collided with her escort ship, shearing the much smaller escort in half and killing over 250 members of its crew. And room number 340 has been sealed off and is not used by the hotel. A staff member was once murdered there, and the hauntings became too violent for its continued use as a hotel room.
The ship was opened up to the public in 1971. That was when people really started reporting all these strange things going on board. Weird sightings and experiences and noises. Rumors started spreading that maybe the Queen Mary was actually haunted. Made a certain amount of sense with just everything that she'd been through in her sailing days, with the war and all that. So a lot of paranormal investigators and psychics began coming onto the ship and studying her, trying to find answers to these questions. They've agreed about some things, they've disagreed about other things, and these are the kind of things we're going to be talking about as we're walking around. But ultimately, the reputation of Queen Mary is that she's one of the most haunted areas in all of North America and one of the most haunted ships of all time. So it makes it a little bizarre, but still to this day, every now and then, people will report hearing children's voices coming from this room. Laughter, playing, stuff like that. You may have seen the first class children's playroom up on Promenade Deck. That one's on display. You can see the toys and everything inside. Now, we get those same reports of noises coming from that room as well, but what really adds to it is that because you can see inside, people have seen some of the little toys in there, the little dolls, as if they weren't creepy enough to begin with, right? People have actually seen those moving a little bit on their own, as if something's trying to pick them up and play with them, but maybe can't quite get a full grip. Now, this leads a lot of people to asking, were there actually children who died on board the ship?
looking at the actual propeller. Okay, you guys, I think that's about it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And I bet here's the Queen Mary. One last look at it. Okay, you guys. I better leave before the monsters come out. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Guys, I can't leave. The monster's already out. I'll see you later. I'm running for my life.
Be sure to bring your death certificate.